This is Real News Media TV, coverage you can trust. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates. Good morning, my Real News Media TV family. Thank you so much for tuning in this morning, and I'm wishing for everyone a wonderful and a productive day. And in the news this morning for March 28, 2023, Manchester farmer ambushed, gunned down on way to purchase cows. A Manchester farmer who went with a fellow farmer to buy cows in New Yarmouth, Clarendon yesterday morning was robbed and shot dead by gunmen. The deceased has been identified as 64-year-old David Noel Dixon, who is also a butcher from Robbins Hall in Manchester. The other farmer managed to escape unhurt. Reports are that about 7 a.m., Dixon and the other farmer traveled to New Yarmouth to purchase cows. They traveled in the now deceased Toyota motor truck. Police say they were on a section of the New Yarmouth Main Road when they were pounced upon by men in a silver motor car. The occupants reportedly opened gunfire on them from behind. Dixon, the police said, in a bid to escape injuries, abandoned the motor truck and ran. The gunmen pursued them and continued firing at them. The other farmer made an alarm and the residents called the police. On arrival, lawmen found the lifeless body of Dixon with what appeared to be gunshot wounds to the back. Police say they suspected Dixon was robbed of an undetermined sum of cash, which he had for the purchase of 2 cows. The Exeter police are investigating. Some teachers yet to receive March salary. Despite an assurance from Education Minister Favour Williams that the majority of teachers would be paid yesterday, the Jamaica Teachers Association says a number of teachers are still without their March salary. JTA President Alessandra Harrison told the news that she is still receiving calls from teachers to notify her that their salaries have not been reflected on their accounts.
I get the calls coming in at different points. Some persons are still not seeing any monies in their account. So what some persons saw from even last week would have been monies posted, but they couldn't have access to it, or they also saw their pay slip going up on the My HR system, then it's taken down. So that has caused a lot of turbulence and angst, I would say, among the teaching fraternity, and more importantly, that persons' loans, their bills are to be paid, all of that, and to date they're still not able to receive their monies. There are other challenges that are arising in terms of, what they see there and the questions that are arising from the calculations and the deductions and all of that. So there is still much work to be done to, one, settle the teachers' situation in terms of just what they would have received. So, a lot of teachers are frustrated. Many are feeling very demotivated, and it is summed up as just a gross, the usual, disrespect. Haste makes waste. And if it is that this is transitioning the persons who are doing the calculations, it's new, it would take some time. So I'm thinking that even government could have thought of that they know it is going to take some time to do the calculations, to say, hey, let us make a decision here. We want to value the teachers. We want to ensure that they get what is rightfully theirs. So let us pay them their monies, and then we do a supplementary payroll in short succession and pay the teachers the retroactive sums. That is an option that could have been embraced. I don't know when we will reach a stage in this nation that we truly value the teachers, to just pay them well in the first place, and then whatever is their due, that they get it in a timely manner and they get it in a respectable manner, where it is that they can clearly see the difference between what was and what is, and for them to know that there has been absolutely no shortchanging, intentional or unintentional, because the truth is, because of the haste in which things are being done, some legitimate challenges can arise as a result of that. As a union, we must remain vigilant. Our members, I'm sure, will be sending in to us through our regional officers and can copy me as president, so we can see what it is they are seeing on the ground, what their individual situations look like, so the necessary interventions can be done on their behalf and that the matter be truly rectified.
UWI student in torture case remanded as bail application to continue Friday. The legal team representing Matthew Hyde, the University of the West Indies student, accused of the abduction and the torture of a female student, is to continue its part heard bail application on March 31. Mr. Hyde was further remanded when he appeared in the Kingston and the St. Andrew Parish Court on Monday. Attorney at law Peter Champagny, during his guarded application Monday afternoon, disclosed that the 20-year-old has no previous conviction. The accused was interviewed by consultant psychiatrist and therapist Dr. Wendell Abel and a report prepared. Referring to bullet points 5 and 6 from a copy of the report, Mr. Champagny said Mr. Hyde has never been given the opportunity to either sustain care or treatment of a particular nature. Noting that the report is telling and in some instances damning, Mr. Champagny said the legal team thought it would be an important element of the bail application. Senior Parish Court Judge Lauren Cole Montague interjected, stating that most of the report came from the lips of the young man. Mr. Champagny, who began his application with a disclaimer that it would be part heard, said he believed that Dr. Abel should be present in court, but the judge said this was not necessary. Mr. Champagny argued further that if granted bail, his client could be confined to a particular facility where he could get the necessary treatment. He said that Mr. Hyde's immediate caregiver would not be in a position to provide care. The attorney suggested that a quarterly report could be attached as part of his bail condition. Judge Cole Montague stressed that there is a competent psychiatrist who works with the government. But the attorney said based on what is outlined in the report, it would appear Mr. Hyde requires more than the treatment he would have access to while in custody. The clerk of court, having listened to Mr. Champagny's application, stated that there is nothing to show the suggested facility is capable of providing the necessary treatment. Questioning the name of the facility, Judge Cole Montague stated that there must have been some preparatory work in relation to accommodation. The attorney, while explaining the nature of the facility, provided an address. Mr. Hyde is charged with assault occasioning grievous bodily harm, use of malicious communication, assault occasioning actual bodily harm, and a false imprisonment. He is alleged to have held his ex-girlfriend captive for 3 days in his room. The complainant was reportedly discovered sometime after 10 p.m. on February 9. Onion farmers in St. Thomas appeal for market to sell their crop. Scores of onion farmers in St. Thomas are upset about their inability to find the markets for hundreds of pounds of onion. The farmers say acres of onions are going to waste because they are unable to reap the crop. Some 30 farmers staged a protest Monday afternoon calling for the authorities to provide assistance.
Onion jack up out the country. We need market. We need sale. We need people to come out. We have to sleep on bush day and night in order to earn something. We are poor people. We need help. We need help. We need some England to come in or something. Market. We need market.
They encourage us to plant what we eat and grow what we eat. We are planting quality onions, but yet still we can't get our onion to leave the field. So we need some kind of justice on what we grow, that we can build this country and not bring this country under the ground.
Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates.